The polar bear is a predator belonging to the suborder of the canine species, the bear family, and the bear genus. This unique mammal belongs to the endangered species. Its most famous names are Unka, Oshkoi, Nanuk, and polar bear. He lives in the north, eats fish and smaller animals, sometimes attacks a person. Just a few centuries ago, its number exceeded hundreds of thousands of individuals, but their systematic destruction forced the conservationists to sound the alarm. The polar bear lives exclusively in the polar regions of the northern hemisphere, but this does not mean that the animal lives everywhere where the Arctic snow does not melt. Most bears do not go further than 88 degrees north latitude, while the extreme point of their distribution in the south is the island of Newfoundland, whose few inhabitants risk their lives every day trying to get along with a dangerous predator. The inhabitants of the Arctic and tundra zones of Russia, Greenland, the USA, and Canada are also familiar with the white bear. Most of the animals live in areas with drifting, perennial ice, where there are also many seals and walruses. Most often, a bear can be seen near a large polynya, at the edge of which it freezes in anticipation of a seal or fur seal that has risen from the depths. For the most part, it is impossible to pinpoint the continent where the polar bear lives. The most extensive populations of these animals were named after the place of their main concentration. So, most of the predators prefer the eastern shores of the Kara and East Siberian seas, the cold waters of the Laptev Sea, the Novosibirsk Islands, and the Novaya Zemlya Archipelago. Laptev population, the shores of the Barents Sea, the western part of the Kara Sea, islands of the Novaya Zemlya Archipelago, Franz Josef Land and Svalbard, Kara-Barents Sea population, Chukchi Sea, northern part of the Bering Sea, east of the East Siberian Sea, Wrangel and Herald Islands, Chukchi-Alaskan. Population. Directly in the Arctic, white bears are rare, preferring more southerly and warmer seas where they have a better chance of survival. Habitat is variable and related to the boundaries of the polar ice caps. If the Arctic summer has dragged on and the ice began to melt, then the animals leave closer to the pole. With the onset of winter, they return to the south, preferring ice-covered coastal areas and the mainland. Polar bears, described below, are the largest mammalian predators on the planet. They owe their considerable size to their distant ancestor, which became extinct thousands of years ago. The giant polar bear was at least 4 meters long and weighed about 1.2 tons. The modern polar bear is somewhat inferior in weight and height. So, the maximum length of a white bear does not exceed 3 meters with a body weight of up to 1 ton. The average weight of males does not exceed 500 kilograms, females weigh 200 to 350 kilograms. The height of an adult animal at the withers is only 1st February 2001. 5 meters, while a giant polar bear reached a height of 2nd February 2005 meters. The entire body of the white bear is covered with fur, which protects from severe frosts and makes you feel comfortable even in icy water. Only the nose and paw pads are devoid of fur. The color of the fur coat can be crystal white, yellowish, and even green. The yellowness of the wool is associated with the constant exposure to ultraviolet radiation, which gives it thermal insulation properties and prevents the animal from freezing. The cause of the appearance of a green tint is microscopic algae that parasitize inside the hairline. In fact, the animal's hair is devoid of pigmentation, it is colorless, the hairs are hollow, dense, tough, located at a minimum distance from each other. There is a well-developed undercoat, under which is found black skin with a 10 cm layer of fat. The white coat is an ideal camouflage for the animal. A hidden bear is not easy to spot even for an experienced hunter, while seals and walruses